Hey guys, it's me, Crystal from Armywife 101. How is everyone today? Um, yeah, I know. I'm using Logitech again. We won't even go into that. But today is not a Armywife tutorial. Today is just me rambling on about something that's been on my mind, and actually, it came on my mind again when I discussed it with a friend the other day. Mm. Okay, now let me just put the disclaimer out there, ladies, fellas, because I'm sure we have some men spouses. I know we do. Um, you don't ever have to listen to me. I am not a counselor. I'm not a psychologist. I have no kind of education in the whole counseling field or anything like that. But I am an army wife and I've been married quite a while and I feel like I can relate to a lot of people. So, I wanted to talk to wives in general. Um, Everybody's different. Everybody deals with things differently, of course. Everybody's husband is different. Everybody deals with their husband differently. But the vent that's kind of been on my mind, and it's not really a bad vent per se. It's more of a I want to help people who don't understand these things, but sometimes you have to kind of just what's the wording I'm looking for? You kind of got to help yourself before I or anybody else can help you. What me and a friend were discussing the other day was how we realized that there are so many military spouses who don't know um, some of the most basic things that need to be known when you're in this life. I'm not talking about particularly newbie military wives because everybody has a starting point. When you come in, you don't know certain things. What I am talking about is the amount of wives I've come in contact with, and this is just my experience, who have been in, I say been in like we're serving, I know, but who have, been a military spouse for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and they still don't know certain things. Um, I hear many wives who, oh, my husband went to Iraq. I didn't get a power of attorney. And once again, I realize everybody does things differently. There are some spouses who choose not to give their spouse a power of attorney. But, that's just a particular example. If you have children and you're married and you're being left a world away from your family, your immediate family, you should have a power of attorney. I see way too many incidents on different forums where a wife has to leave housing or has to just do something that really needs to be done, and she's coming on the board. Oh, how do I do this? How do I get a power of attorney? He's in Iraq. I haven't talked to him in 15 days, and blah blah blah. Well, you should have had a power of attorney. And and it's not that. And a lot of times in the cases that I'm referring to, because once again, I'm kind of cutting out the new spouse. It's kind of letting you off the hook. But for the spouses, the veteran spouses, you knew you should have had a power of attorney. So, why let him leave and kind of not at least discuss it? It's more like, oh, and I hear this all the time. These are the what I've heard. Oh, well, he didn't want to give me one. We didn't think we needed to have one. We didn't think it was important. We trust each other enough, blah, blah, blah. And really, when it comes to POA, it's not about trust. It's about the fact that if you need to do something with a particular company or whatever it may be, they're going to want a power of attorney. Um, Wives giving other wives wrong information about simple stuff like DLA, dislocation allowance. In 99% of the situations, at least in terms of the Army, a soldier traveling with dependents, even if it's his first PCS move, gets DLA. I hear too many spouses telling other spouses, oh, you don't get DLA. No, you don't get it. Yes, you do. It's very important to know that because um, and I tend to cater to the lower enlisted ranks, E5 and below. But for us, that's close to $1,800. And when you're moving, even though you get TLE and you get lodging and per diem and all these other travel allowances that come in, that $1,800 is very important because you're moving. You might be moving into in-house off post. You might be moving to house on post. Either way, that's for setting up, for restocking your pantry, for curtain, whatever it may be, whatever you need to use it for. In our case, it was for a rental car, a good portion of it. So because we came to Hawaii and didn't have a car right away. Um, but I just want the wives to know it is really important to talk to your husband about these things. I realize everybody has different situations. I'm lucky that, I have a husband who pretty much he's no nonsense. When it comes to his family, he's not trying to hide things and not give me power of attorneys and I don't know bank account numbers, and no, we just don't do that. And once again, I want people to take into account, because I know it's possible that some people will be offended by what I'm saying. Take into account, I'm talking about those of us who do not have some, issues maybe in our marriage that would cause those things to happen. But there are people who don't have any major issues in their marriage, and their husband just doesn't do it. He just doesn't follow up on certain things or give certain information. Um, I heard of one wife who doesn't know how to use her TRICARE benefits. I mean, we were all new at some point, and if it means getting online and going to Google and Googling TRICARE, that's what you do. And just for the record, there's usually TRICARE, a major office in each region. There's an 800 number, and they can guide you. Even if you call the wrong region, they'll guide you to the right one. Because it happened to me. um, let's see. What else is there? Um, I just, at the end of the day, I want to help Army wives. There are so many, well, no, actually, no, there's not. There's not that many Army, you know, major um, websites out there that are going to give you the information that I'll give you. There's some great websites out there. Um, but a lot of them kind of go off on a tangent, if you will. Um, I'm kind of just what I've always considered myself to be, and I could be using the wrong wording for it. I'm a realist, and I'm a simplest. I know that's not a word, I don't think it is, but I like things broken down simply. I don't want to hear anything else but what I need to know. Granted, I do write on my blog about my deployment, and you'll hear me whine about that occasionally, but you know what? A lot of wives want to know, do other wives cry during deployments? Do other wives lay in bed and cry themselves to sleep? Yes, we do. We all do. We all have our moments. No matter how strong people pretend to be, they do. That's why I do the whole journey through deployment thing. But at the end of the day, I want wives to be able to come to me and say, hey, do we get DLA? What does POA stand for? What's the difference between TRICARE Standard and TRICARE Prime? How do I get my child's name into DEERS, since we just had, I don't know, our second baby, and I don't know how to get them in, even though I've been an Army wife for a couple of years. I want you to be able to come and ask me those things, because a lot of times when you go into certain forums, you can find them sometime, but it's usually a lot of rigmarole, or people will come on and they won't give you an answer, or they'll give you the wrong information. Me, I take a lot of pride in the fact that I research my information, even if I'm calling. I've called transportation offices for wives before. I've called bases or military installations for wives before, just to make sure I got the right information for them. So all I want wives to do is to talk to your husband and make sure that you know what you need to know. And it could even be a case of, even if your husband is a soldier, soldiers have a lot on their minds, and sometimes they don't know. But there's no reason that if you're about to PCS, that you don't even know if you're on the orders, or you don't even know how to get anything, any kind of information about housing. Everything can be found online, believe it or not. And if you go to my blog at armywife101.com, I guarantee you'll find something, a link, some wording from me, a video that'll lead you to where you need to be led to. So, once again, feel free to email me at crystal at armywife101.com, and visit my blog at www.armywife101.com. And we also have a fan page on Facebook. Just click on the little fan page button or badge to the right of the armywife101.com site, and you can become a fan. So I hope to talk to you ladies soon, and leave your comments. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Constructive criticism is welcome. Just be nice. Okay. Have a great night, people. Bye.